Okay, we're live. It's James speaking. Last couple days, I've been talking about this whole idea of having AI being able to be in a really good spot to be able to create courses from start to finish, so that if you can come up with an idea and be able to at least explain what the idea is to the AI tool of your choice, it's going to be able to basically create the entire course for you. And I'm talking about everything: lesson scripts, handouts, quizzes, questions, checklists, even the text to be able to create the videos with some of the tools like VO 2.0, which has just been out in the wild from Google to some of the available apps. So I think this is coming, and I showed an example that I was talking about. I was doing a little bit of a demo, and I was showing in Claude, the brand new version of Claude, how you could build an app to actually create this. And we went through the workflow and everything that needed to be done. One of the things that I didn't talk about then was, how do you make sure that you have a good idea for a course in the first place? And what information are you going to use, or do you want to use, when you're going to give your idea to any of these tools? Well, until yesterday, I didn't have access to the OpenAI or the ChatGPT deep research model, but I do now. So here's what I'm going to do. In today's video, I'm going to go and I'm going to show you basically two things. One thing is, I didn't have a really good way to do a deep research kind of project for the deep research tool from ChatGPT. It's not the same as just saying, hey, I'm doing a prompt, ask a question. I wanted to have a really specific deep research task that I could give to ChatGPT and the deep research model to be able to have something that comes back and says, hey, here's all the information you need if you are going to, in this case, build a course on a topic. So if I have that, I'm thinking that I can get a really, really, really big report and then give the report to, in this case, Claude 3.7 Sonnet and say, hey, build a course based on the app that we created yesterday, and let's see what happened. So I'll show you what I actually did here so you can kind of put it in perspective. I did actually, this video that's here, that's from YouTube, and I'll make sure that you have access to these in the links below. But I did the last 2 days, I've done a couple of videos just so that you see them. The first one was speak once, get entire courses. So I'm talking about Vibe courses. There's a whole thing about Vibe coding for softwares. I'm calling it Vibe coding. And then another one here about some of the additional stuff that's happening. So I did these two. This is a follow-up for it, and it's specifically about how I'm using Sonnet to do this. So I'm going to open up Claude, and I'll just show you what I did in terms of basically building the bit of the code out. And in this case, what I did is I said, you know what? I want to create, and just said here, I'd like to craft a deep research task that I can provide to ChatGPT deep research model. The purpose of the task is to create a report that would allow me to have all of the information I or another AI tool would require to create a complete online course from start to finish. My idea is to be able to have ChatGPT create a report on a topic and then provide the finished report to Claude 3.7 reasoning to create everything: videos, scripts, marketing materials, course contents, everything. So I basically asked Claude to come up with the deep research task for me. I didn't have a really elegant way that was comprehensive of doing that. So basically, Claude came back and it said, hey, I'd be happy to craft a deep research task for you to help gather comprehensive information. Here's a structured research task you can give ChatGPT deep research. And it went through all of these. And what I'll do, again, I'll make this available here on the trainingsites.io/course or /join. And actually, if you haven't already, make sure and open up a free account there in my community. All of the courses, all of the videos, all of the handouts, prompts, everything I keep there, and it's free to join. But in this particular case, this gave 8 kind of pieces about everything that you would want to do about deep research for a course. Now, before I give this, I'm just going to make sure I have it copied here. I just did the copy in the upper right-hand corner of the prompt that it gave me, or the request. Just remember that I'm assuming that you have some kind of topic that you're knowledgeable of and that you want to teach about. There's a couple things that are important, I think, about just doing this step. The first one is often when we're making courses, we make courses for the wrong person. We end up making courses for ourselves, thinking about this is the course that I would want to take. And of course, you're not selling your course or teaching someone that knows what you know. It's selling it or teaching it to someone who doesn't know what you know. So, this is a really good idea, I think, of actually doing this research step to be able to say, hey, is this a valuable course? Is it something that is worthwhile creating? Do I have the information that I need to be able to teach it? Do I need to learn something else? Are there other ways that I can share what I know or teach what I know that maybe I didn't think about? So, this entire step of researching now and being able to do it with deep research, I think is a valuable thing to do, irrespective of if you create the actual course or video content or course content or materials, or if you get, in my case, for example, Claude 3.7 Sonnet, the thinking model to go and actually create the course for us. So I'm going to copy this right now, and then we'll go over to our friend Claude here. Just take a look at Claude and see if we can get this to come up properly, and see if I can make it a little bit bigger for us on this one. And I'm just going to put in, and if you notice on the bottom of the screen, I'm trying to get my screen bigger, but it won't in this format yet. There's one that looks like a telescope looking up to the sky. That's the one we have to click for deep research. And this is a one at a time, this is a little segue, one at a time, once in a lifetime kind of reason to have a telescope. The day I'm doing this, it's the 27th of January, 2025. Tomorrow is a day of planetary alignment. So I think there's 8 planets that are going to be visible all in one line across the night sky tomorrow after supper in the early evening. So it would be a good idea to have the telescope available if you're around tomorrow and you're watching this. But in my case, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I can click my button, go to the deep research. It's all blue here, so I know as I'm in there. And when I do that, let's paste it in. There's the deep research task that I gave it. And I'm just going to click go. Okay, so let's see what happens. Now, please give the topic and it's, so I thought I did at the top. So let's take a look and, oh, I didn't put it in, pardon me. Let's do, okay, so do an online course on, okay, let's do one. I didn't know one. I thought I copied the one. Let me just go double check here. I thought I copied the one that was the big one. Oh, pardon me, there it is. I did a different one. My apologies. I did one actually here, a comprehensive learning guitar or another instrument. So let me do this one instead. I'm actually going to go, we'll copy this one. My apologies on this. Let's try this again. Just going to say, so I get deep research selected, and I just said, this is one about playing guitar. And I had in Claude, I basically said, hey, give me the tasks that I can give ChatGPT deep research, and then let's see what it comes up with. Okay, great. I will conduct an extensive research task of developing a blueprint report, beginning guitar mastery online course. It'll recover all aspects, including marketing analysis, course structure, content development, production specifications, student engagements, marketing strategies, platform recommendations, and future expansion opportunities. And what's happening now, as you can see on the screen, it is basically doing all of the research. So I don't know how long this is going to take. What I'll do is I'll come back with another video with this, but what I want you to do in the meantime is just think about an idea for a course that you have. I will give you this particular script that I provided here, this actual task, this deep research task for course analysis. I'll provide that for you. And if you have, I think the plus version now or the pro or team version of ChatGPT, the deep research should be available for you. So just go and try it and let me know what did you get. What did it come up with, and is there value in it? And then if you have that task, just saying, how can I adjust it or make it my own for what it is that I want to teach? And the part that's interesting to me here, just before I switch off or at least double check that it was done, is I did it for play guitar. It could be on better communication skills, how to deal with children, how to play pickleball, how to learn math, how to learn chemistry. There's all sorts of different topics that can be used, but they all have similar requests. So think about, your work, the stuff that you do, the content that you want to teach, and run this and just get a market analysis up front so that you can see, hey, what the heck is this about? Is there something of value to me? Is this something that I can actually go and use? So we'll take one quick look. I don't know how long this is going to run for. I've been talking maybe 4 or 5 minutes. It's not even, it's maybe 1/5 of the way through. And if I want to go take a look at the details, actually, let's see what's happening in the background. There we go. So it's just thinking and going through stuff right here. So I'm sure it does a whole bunch of research, goes over all over the place, and then comes back with some kind of result. So we'll take a look at that in a second and make sure right now that you go and build your own deep research task. And if you need some help with it, ask Claude to do it for you, or ask ChatGPT to create one for you. Or if not, make sure to go to the trainingsites.io/join, like in there, and I'll put the link to it in my prompt library, which is free for everyone to join. So James Maduke speaking, trainingsites.io. Like and subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. All that's good stuff. And we'll see you a little bit later today after I get my report back on whether or not I should even bother with the course.